Welcome, player, to the NPC Village. Here we are just a few friendly non-playable characters who are going to talk about our experiences. And in this podcast, these experiences are probably about gaming or nerd-related things. Since we live in a virtual world, it's sort of all we know. I'm pushing A on you now, Ronan. How are you feeling this warm springtime day?
What's going on, PUMAPAKI? It is I, Ronan, once again, coming to you live from our little village. And I'm doing great.
All right. That's always good to hear. You know, better than being bad.
Yeah, you know. Well, I'm only programmed to be good, so.
Yes, we have a limited range of emotions here.
Yeah, limited range, NPCs. Only a couple of program tasks to do. Over and over again.
That's how our art is drawn. We have no choice.
Yeah. Stuck to this village to live our own lives forever. Until they unplug us or something.
Oh yeah. So there was a couple subjects I was going to talk about before we start some segments.
Oh well, before we do, we are late. We missed our normal deadline. I don't know how often you post these on the same day or not. I just want to apologize to our many listeners.
Our condolences, listeners. Your patience is so welcoming. Thank you.
Eventually, maybe we'll start reading out listener mail.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think we have an email set up or anything. Maybe we should do that just in case. Maybe we have a listener. I don't know.
I mean, I guess I have one. If anybody wants to contact us for any reason, you can email me at pumapaki@gmail.com.
There you go.
Just send me an email.
Forget.
If you want to reach out to me or Ronan, just send us something. We'll respond to you on air here.
Yeah, for sure. And if anybody wants to join us, we'll accept anybody as a guest right now. We're desperate.
We need more players in the town. Our markets are just full of product. We got to get them out.
The last time, only a silver-haired, beautiful man walked in and burned everything down. So it's the only visitor we've had so far.
We need player money to rebuild the town.
Yes. Visit our NPC shops. But yeah, don't forget, just make sure you repeat the email at the end so that way they know. So
I wanted to talk about, this is random. It's not really part of a segment.
Okay.
It's just like a random thought that I had the other day is I feel like, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like couch co-op games are just dying. It's like a dying breed. It's a thing that's like becoming a thing of the past.
Ooh, that is a hot topic right there. I totally agree. I was just thinking that the other day too, like just sitting down and playing like Halo together. That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I remember a lot of times, you're sitting there with your friends, you're on N64. What'd you have? You had like 007 James Bond.
007.
Yeah. Donkey Kong 64 had it. I don't even know what.
Even the old Donkey Kong always had.
Yeah, you could do like two-player on Donkey Kong original, 1, 2, 3. I don't. What games like Jet Force, Gemini, there was so much. Like, I don't know, just because it was limited at that time and like internet wasn't a thing, and they were like, it has to be couch co-op. But like, I feel like even if we did have internet back then, it's more fun to just sit with your friends on the couch and like play the same game.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I think the only thing you can have now is like Smash Brothers and fighting games in general. Like, you can still have it's not co-op, but it's couch fun like that. But yeah, no, there's no co-op games out there anymore. I mean, if there is, it's going to be like, Cooking Mama, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to go with indie in order to find those.
Or like, what was the most recent Animal Crossing, I guess, has like limited, like the player can join and you can be on the same screen, but one person is going to be so lacking in features that it's almost like non-existent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I just missed that. Even as far back, I think as recent as what, like a GameCube. You could be like all on the same thing, just doing the same
Oh
stuff.
yeah, Legend of Zelda. I think the Four Swords. You
Yeah.
could have four people on screen.
Oh.
Nowadays, maybe they do it so that more people will buy the game, so that you have multiple copies of the game. But nowadays, it's all online. Everything's online.
Oh yeah, I could see that. They're just like, if we make them buy 4 copies instead of 1, like that's 4 times
Yeah.
as much money for the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, my family and I, we used to just all play Minecraft on the same screen. So we did have that.
Oh.
But then eventually we all got Switches and everybody had their own copy of Minecraft.
Oh yeah, they got you. They got you.
Yep, they got me.
They funneled you into their evil plan.
So that is unfortunate, definitely. Co-op games, and they show PlayStation and commercials of everybody sitting on the couch playing things. So I don't know if I could have heard wrong, but I thought I heard that the co-op couch co-op games were coming back, but I haven't seen or heard of anything that really stands out at the moment.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wish they would come out with some cool one, but I know it's more like single player or massively multiplayer. Big shooters, big whatever, MMOs.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you want to connect to your friend, you're gonna have to like do it from far away.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Just some
No,
random thought I had. I have no idea where it came from.
sometimes I do watch YouTube videos of people who will play games together, and I think they're using some kind of emulation because they're playing games online that were never meant to be online, like Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, and stuff. And I
Oh.
know they're not on the same room together because they're different YouTubers, but they connect their systems. I guess I'm not savvy enough to know how to do that.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I wish I was. Yeah, we could probably try something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I
I
wanted to
just
try that. I want to play Budokai Tenkaichi.
I just don't know
It'd
how
be
any of
fun.
that stuff works. Like sometimes I think I've looked into a couple of things like that before, but it goes so much over my head. Even with instructions, I'm like, is this worth it?
Well, remember they actually had a mod for Elden Ring where you were able to basically play co-op Elden Ring together, but you had to use some kind of mod in order for you guys to appear together.
Oh, I think I remember about that. Yeah, I remember reading about that.
But I think From Software actually then said, okay, we're going to implement it for real, and I think it's actually a real deal now.
Oh.
Which reminds me, since I have the PS5, I lost my save for Elden Ring, so I have to restart the game.
Oh. No.
So I mean, I beat the game. I had the best. I got the best ending I wanted and all that. But if you ever get Elden Ring on the PS5, let me know. We can take it on together.
Would that make it easier?
Well, yes and no. The game does become harder, but of course, you work together as a team. So if we combine our skills together, I mean, it definitely makes it easier.
Oh. Well, I mean, starting out, I'll probably have 0 skills. So I don't know if I'll be of any help to you or not.
I mean, it'd just be fun. I never actually utilized the co-op feature of these games, but I remember my ex-girlfriend. She used to play online with people and stuff, with friends, and that it looked fun. It's just slaughtering bosses and stuff. And I think in Elden Ring, you're even able to run around together. I gotta look it up before. If you do end up buying it, let me look it up first. Maybe
Okay.
I'll get it on the PC.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a plan, yeah.
Yeah, because PC it's full co-op for the open world. I mean, it's an open world game, so pretty sure From Software made the whole game co-op though. But I'll have to check.
Oh. Dang, I never knew that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to double check.
Oh my lord, what's happening right now?
¿Qué pasa?
It's the news segment where we review news headlines and talk about them.
Every time. Every time. I never know what's happening.
All right. So I have a few pulled up here. Let's see. I guess something I want to ask you in relation to the article is: did you play any of the new Final Fantasy Pixel remasters?
No, I did not. I know you were for a while. I don't think this one counts, but I did play Final Fantasy IV when it was remade on the DS.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that one counts.
I wish they would have re-released that one with more money, you know.
Right, right. There are games that are literally lost to time. For example, Crisis Core was one of those games that was lost to live forever in the PS Vita.
Oh yeah.
No one ever was going to utilize that game again unless they had a Vita for some reason. But now, of course, it's on every console, so that's great. But yeah, no, that game. That was the first time I ever played for it. I never played the original.
Oh. It's weird, like, DS had 3 remake that was 3D, and then 4 remake that was 3D, and then they just never talk about them ever again. Like, why? Oh, the Pixel remasters, they're, like, not even close, you know? They barely have any... Well, I don't think any of them have new features, just sort of revamped graphics. Like, what... Why can't you guys your old games exist, just like spruce them up or something? Don't just like, I don't know, like you ever play the Game Boy Advance versions of some of the Final Fantasy games?
Yeah, I think that was the first time I ever played Final Fantasy 3, which technically was 6. That's how I played that one.
Oh yeah, the Game Boy Advance ones include extra content, and then the Pixel remasters do not include the extra content. Like, it's so weird. Like, why'd you guys bother changing things a little and like making them look and sound better, but then you're like, nah, extra stuff, screw it. 3D versions, just forget about it, don't worry about it, only focus on just this weird, like, I played Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, and all they did was change how it looks and sounds, with like no additional anything other than like some small voice acting in the opera part, and that's it.
I want to say, and I could be wrong about this, but games when they come out, or back in the day anyway, when games came out in a different console, different cartridge, they weren't always the same game, because I know we can go through history and like for example the Jurassic Park games on the Sega and Nintendo, completely different games.
Oh yeah,
they are not the same games. And so I think that when they created Final Fantasy 3/6 for the Game Boys, that I don't think they actually they like included different stuff in it, like you say, like, and so, and then when they remake them for something else, all they do is they pull the copy from like the Super Nintendo, and that's the one that they go with. They don't include any of the other stuff.
I wonder why that is.
And so that stuff is lost unless someone creates it in an emulator. That copy is lost forever.
That's really disappointing. Yeah, those Game Boy Advance ones, they had really cool extras. Like, I consider those to be like the true versions
Superior?
of the game. Yeah. I mean, there's like extra dungeons, extra story, extra. I don't get why they couldn't just be like,
Who
here's
doesn't want extra stuff?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. Anyway, the article says new Final Fantasy remasters restore intro credits, fonts still bad.
I'm still trying to understand what happened with. Why is there two different versions of Final Fantasy Tactics?
Oh, I don't know. You mean like original, and then there's like some new one. I forget what it's called. It has like a weird name.
Yeah, something like Lion or something like
Oh yeah,
that.
War of the Lion or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
I don't know which one to play. I know people have said one is superior to the other, or if you want extra cutscenes, go to this one. If you want uh, more story, go to this one. I was like, man, why can't I just have the perfect one?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think I only ever played the original one, and then like those weird side ones that were on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one though. That was like a sequel.
Yeah, those ones are kind of interesting. The one where it's like you go to 12 World,
Yeah.
and it's like this is a storybook world, and you're like, okay, this is brand new and kind of cool. Like, wow.
That one was really cool. Yeah, I played the heck out of that one for sure.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Another example of games that are very different is every copy of Doom from all the consoles it's ever been on is different.
oh yeah.
I have the Super Nintendo one, and from what I understand, I think the Super Nintendo one is actually superior in almost every way except for the graphics. If they could just remake the Super Nintendo one, but give it the graphics of all the others, you you would have the perfect Doom game. Doom one.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I ever played was Doom Super Nintendo too.
Yeah.
So in my head, I always think if it's Doom original, Doom Super Nintendo.
Wow. Freaking the red cartridge.
You know what's funny is you know the angry video game nerd.
Yeah.
He made like a big video. I don't know. I think it was around Halloween time about every version of Doom.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he really goes into details, and he actually like puts them into little categories based on like their graphics, audio, gameplay, and like weirdly, according to him, he thinks the best one available, if I remember right, is like on something. What is it? It's like some obscure one, like a Jaguar or something like that.
Oh.
But then I think he put like, oh, I'm trying to remember the list now. But Super Nintendo one was pretty much up there.
Yeah. Well, that one has best soundtrack, I believe, and it has more levels
Oh, I didn't know
than the
that.
other
Oh.
games. Yeah, it has more levels, so it's like I don't understand why the other Dooms don't even include those levels.
I don't know. It kind of makes you think, like, what really kind of limitations are they working with? It's like
I don't know.
they just get some team and they're like, okay, I don't know, 3DS team, you're gonna have to start from scratch, I guess. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot more on the sound department to work with on the Nintendo, though.
Oh, I know. Super Nintendo had a lot of games that with good soundtracks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, going back to Final Fantasy VI, I was gonna mention earlier. I don't know why they haven't remade that one, but honestly, I think I'm actually pretty content with that one. Like that one is the perfect Final Fantasy game.
Oh yeah, just the most characters, big world, most I don't know, just has the most everything. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think if they actually remade it, they wouldn't do it justice.
Oh, I know. Like if you see sometimes in like different Final Fantasy knockoff games, they have like references to number 6 and they're just not good. They would release like Locke, you know, the treasure hunter guy
Yeah,
in like say like an app game or a fighting game. It's not just Locke. It's Locke with like a bunch of modern spins on it that make him look and sound different and act different. So you're kind of like,
uh-huh.
if they wind up making a remake and they do this kind of stuff to them all, it's not going to be the same game. It's going to be some garbage. They're just going
Or
to turn
like
it ugly and weird.
in Final Fantasy Dissidia, um, what's her name? Tara. I don't really like the way she looks. Like she just looks kind of like a weakling almost.
Yeah. And they make her like all meek and scared, like I'm so frightened and I can't do
Yeah,
anything. Help me! And you're like, in her own game, she was quiet but like tough. You know, like,
yeah, she was tough. I mean, she becomes a powerful entity. Like it's crazy. I mean, yeah, like you said, meek. Perfect description of what she's like in that game.
they did that to Locke too. They released him on the Dissidia NT game as like a
Oh,
playable
okay.
character, but that's where they change his graphics and just make his personality seem weird. Like, and he's just not the same guy that you envision in your head, you know.
Yeah, no, all the extra little things hanging off his hat and stuff, it just didn't make sense to me.
He's got like candy on his head.
Yeah,
He's not, I don't know. So in a way you want a remake, but you feel like the people that run the company now would do it wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't know what 6 is like. You know, they did 7 remake, and that was okay. You know, that wasn't garbage, but like they probably wouldn't understand 6. Like that's so old. They don't get it, you know.
Well, seven wasn't as flashy.
Oh
Didn't
yeah.
have a lot of well, it not as flashy, but it they did already started off 3D, so they kind of already knew the style that they were going for. On the pixelated ones, honestly, I feel like they should have gone more the route of like Final Fantasy 14 or even the new what is it 16 that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
That seems a little more grounded, you know, a little more Game of Thronesy.
Yeah, that one's looking pretty good.
Yeah, uh, I can't wait. I'm just hoping that they don't drop the ball like they did 15.
Well, speaking of anticipated games, here's another article. This one says Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's rehydrated Ganon has everyone desperate for water. Oh, God. Did you watch
Uh,
the latest trailer for that game?
no, not yet. I that one I saw it today actually, but I didn't click on it yet.
Oh. In the trailer, they
You know,
include a Ganon that's like normal now. You know, like in the original Breath of the Wild, he's just like a big demon.
yeah.
In this one, he's just like regular old Ganon that you would see on like Smash Bros. It's kind of weird. But then he's like super muscular and tall. Like they're really
Oh,
trying
I
to
can't
make him
wait
a
to see
gross
that.
thirst trap or something. It's kind of gross. Like,
Oh.
he's all shirtless and like what? And he's been working out, I guess, as a demon. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what's weird is I haven't actually played Breath of Wild yet.
Oh.
Um, all of my family has, all of them have played it at this point, and I just haven't done it. I don't know. I've had other games to play. I mean, there's plenty of copies in my house.
Oh, why you just like it's just too deep on your list?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, I think that was one of the first Switch games I played. Like, or no, actually, I what did I do? I downloaded a emulator of a Wii U.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry, I had something in my throat there. Oh, I think I
Actually,
downloaded
I
one.
do.
Okay.
I remember when you did that.
Yeah, I actually liked it. It was kind of cool, you know, and yeah, I got to play for free because at that time I was like super broke all the time. I just
Yeah.
couldn't afford them. And then, you know, I was able to beat the game that way. But then, like, when I got a Switch, I almost didn't buy it again because I was like, meh, I already played it. I already beat it.
I'm gonna just cover for you and say you did not download an emulator because, of course, we don't support that. You just borrowed it from your Uncle Emo.
Yes, yes.
There you go, Uncle Emo.
Uncle Emu.
We all have an Uncle Emo, and
Oh,
they
yes. The
they let us
hell?
borrow games.
Uncle Emu tells me stories about him roaming around.
Yeah, roaming the countryside of Australia.
No, but I don't know. I mean, I like Breath of the Wild. I've beaten it twice, but I'm not like one of those people that likes it so much that I would play it more than that. Like, if anything,
Oh
after the
yeah.
second playthrough, I was kind of like burnt out on it. I mean, just like Skyrim, like I've played it probably 2 or 3 times, but I don't know if I could do it more than that without feeling like, oh, this again, this again. Like,
Mhm.
what's
Yeah.
weird? The weird thing about the new one, though, do you know a lot about it?
I just know that. No, I don't really know much about it. Does it even still take place in Hyrule?
Okay, the weird thing is, the last time they did like a sequel type thing was like Majora's Mask, right?
Majora's Mask was a sequel to
To like Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina. Oh, was it? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, it's like a little mini
I
sequel where you're like the same Link and you got the same horse and you got the same pet. And then this one,
oh
I guess, is the exact same thing. It's just a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. Like,
yeah, that's
like
what I figured on that one.
but what's even weirder is it's like the same exact map with the
Oh,
same people. So you're like, what? He didn't go anywhere new, or like all they did was just add a bunch of new features to the old game, I guess, with like new story.
you
Yeah.
know, I'm not gonna say I hate that because I've always wondered why they don't do that to some games, like Spider-Man, for example, the new Spider-Man. Well, they haven't come out with the new one yet, but they have New York already
Oh yeah.
set. So why not just add a new story to New York? And they might do that. It just, I don't know. I like visiting old locations uh, again. So no, that might not be bad.
I mean, like they added a lot of new features and powers. Like in the first one, you had just basic powers like bomb, you know, or like flying in the air slightly, or just like really small stuff.
Yeah.
What's funny is, you know how almost every footage of Breath of the Wild is like, look at this person exploited the game to do this, and then it's something crazy. All they did for this new Tears of the Kingdom is like, they just made those exploits a feature of the game.
Interesting.
Like, so now they literally allow you to combine any two objects in the game and like fuse them together. So you can now make like almost like Minecraft style. You can just make like objects out of stuff around you. You can make vehicles out of like rocks and like sticks. It's really weird.
Oh wow.
They were clearly thinking like, well, if people want to exploit our stuff, let's just let them do it a lot worse. Like, and that's the entire
Well,
game.
interesting. I
Yeah.
gotta check out this trailer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you know what the crazy part is, or the smart thing of Nintendo for doing this is it still will be supported on the Switch. Like they don't have to go crazy with the graphics because they're happy with what the graphics were.
Oh
They're
yeah.
probably able to tweak it to make it look even better and utilize the Switch in better ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's smart.
I mean, I'm kind of excited for it. Like knowing it's the same map is like, I don't know, a little. I'm kind of like meh. But then it has enough new stuff that it looks like that I want to just play it. I want to just try it at least.
Oh yeah. No, maybe I'll eventually get around to playing the first one, or I'll just watch my family play the other one.
Oh yeah. I mean, not to like knock Breath of the Wild or anything, but the experience isn't the same as like old Zelda. It almost is. It feels like maybe like Skyrim with like a Zelda mod, or maybe like Oblivion, more like. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, not
makes me
I.
want to play Skyrim again.
Yeah, because I feel like my favorite Zelda game is probably like, I don't know what. Probably like Ocarina of Time. But then if you
Yeah, that's
compare,
that's my favorite one.
oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hmm.
But if you compare it to Breath of the Wild, they're totally different experiences. Like one is super memorable and good, and then one was just kind of, I don't know, it was fun, Breath of the Wild is fun and good, but it's like not the same. You know, it doesn't feel like Zelda anymore.
I mean, whatever they did though, they did something right because it got so many people playing Zelda that have never
Oh, I
even
know.
played the game.
They're
Like,
making
my
like
wife.
they're making billions off of this thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess a lot of people like it. I don't know. They're changing it in a direction that everyone loves, which is, I don't know, it hurts me. I guess.
Yeah.
It's not how
Not
I
my
envisioned
Zelda.
it.
Not my Zelda.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
But you
well.
know, a lot of times when they make a remake of something, you know, a lot of people get not offended, but a little disappointed because it's not their original take on the game. But I mean, it doesn't change the fact that Ocarina of Time still exists.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they could, you know, if they want to make some easy money, they could re-release it on the Switch.
I think they have it on that Nintendo 64 online thing now.
Oh, they probably do. I think actually they do, or I don't know if Ocarina's on there, but I was playing Majora's Mask recently.
Oh, yeah. That's always a pretty Me and my sister played that one a lot. We like Majora's Mask.
Yeah, my kids like watching me play that one. I think I've come to the end of my road.
Oh, dang, we only got through one segment. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine. Well, the sun is setting here in NPC Village. We are all programmed to go into our homes and sleep now, players. Thanks, everyone, for playing with us. Any final words, Ronan?
No, just keep on playing.
All right. Don't forget to save your game, players, and everyone have a good night.
Good night.
If you enjoyed this content and want more, be sure to check out all our podcasts on YouTube, as well as me, PUMAPAKI, on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. I do live streams of various games and silly little videos. Thanks for listening to us, you guys, and we will see you next time.